Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. LCK Challenger Spring 2023. A heartfelt good night to Guthana Dolia, who is going to sleep right now. And welcome back. We are here for the final game between Nongshim and T1, their Challenger rosters. So you won't be seeing Faker or Carrier, Gumayushi, Zayas or Ona on this T1 roster. Nor will you be seeing Dundun on the top side of the map for Nongshim either. Yes, this is Challenger. And so now we're going to see...
Atlas, what is Challenger?
That is a very, very interesting question.
You might be wondering, what is Challengers?
Challenger is, in fact, the league that runs just below the LCK. All of these teams and players can be exchanged at will with LCK teams. So they are theoretically just one team. But we do play both of these tournaments.
No.
I think a stork drops them out of the sky. I think that's how it works.
They need to be developed, and this is where it happens. And that is why, in games like the previous one, we do not point fingers at individual players. We do not go and deride them for making silly mistakes in a video game.
Absolutely not.
We identify that one day, they won't be making those mistakes anymore, and then they'll probably win LCK.
Oh, wouldn't say that.
Well, eventually.
I think they might still make those mistakes.
They'll make less of them. We're all human, Atlas. Come on, give them a break.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to not make those mistakes. You just need to make them a bit less. Just a bit less.
Or less severe ones.
That's all you need to do.
That's also fine.
Well, T1 going to hop on over to the blue side. They've decided to choose that. A little bit interesting because I think a lot of the side selection in the LCK has been largely red, and now we've more recently seen a move towards the blue side, which is kind of intriguing, somewhat cool. Perhaps it's just a team preference type thing. We will never know. Or perhaps we will. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we could ask someone. You got any analyst friends that are working with teams that could tell us why the side selection has been so eclectic, Chronicler?
Yeah, it's just what teams prioritize. Because if you really want to get very strong, I'd say, blind picks. So if you're very confident in your laning phase, if you're very confident that if you get a good combo, you can win no matter what, I do think the blue side is very, very strong. Also allows you to get a bit more dictation or a bit more power in the draft. So basically you can decide what direction the enemy draft goes. Because if you lock in Nami, you know what their response is going to be, right? And I do think that on blue side, you have a lot more agency. Whereas on red side, if you feel very confident with the right counter picks, you can win. If you have a specific plan, you can win a lot easier. So I do think that it is very much a case-by-case basis. Personally, I'm generally a bit more of a blue side fan. I do think blue sides allows you to be more proactive in terms of drafts, and I think being proactive generally is good, unless it proactive like T1 was in the last game where they dove 5-man strong into a Swain and then lost the game.
Yeah, that was somewhat subpar. However, very, very entertaining. Hoping that we see more of the high-octane League of Legends. Also wanting to see more of Bay throwing his face at the opposition. And I saw a few of you saying stuff about Bay that wasn't wholly positive, and I want you to stop. And I thought that he did some psioning, you know?
Chad, you know what is the strongest power that is available when it comes to legislation, to making rules?
Positivity.
No, it is actually social control. It doesn't matter if any law creating organ creates a law. What actually makes people follow laws is not if something is illegal or not, but if they gain approval from their fellow men. So that means, chat, that we, as a collective, hold the power to make our chats exclusively positive. If anyone that isn't positive immediately gets ostracized, gets a negative feedback response, they will cease to be negative.
We cannot give the negative Nancys their dopamine.
Exactly.
We must take it away.
It is only, I want to see IAS, I want to see Giga Chats, I want to see relentless positivity for this final game of the night.
Yeah,
Can we do it?
Aggressive positivity. That's what we need. As much of it as we possibly can. Oh God, Casante's been banned. Mihail has, his whole champion pool has been destroyed in 1 second. Oh my goodness. Be negative to negative people so that they be positive? What?
Yes.
Double negatives don't exist in the world of positivity, okay?
Well, no, 2 negatives does make a positive. That's how That's how it works.
You are not ugly. Because that's
Thank
too
you.
negative. Yeah, there you go. Although in your case, that is considered a negative because you don't like being called handsome.
No, it really annoys me.
Oh,
I don't know.
that was like a triple negative,
There's
making
so many
a
layers
negative.
to it. Wukong gets picked up here. Definitely a strong pick in terms of what we've seen of the challenger meta. Really, really hard to shut down reliably. Do think there's a lot of counter picks available here, and again, Heimer to me is basically a perfect bot laner. Unfortunately, for T1, they lost with Heimer, so they might now think, well, Heimer is just not good anymore, which is not true.
But now we got Varus
still
Heimer.
is.
No, we don't. Ashe is of what? Hang on a second.
It's not.
How
It's
did they
not.
even hover
I
it?
don't know. I don't know. Must be a graphical glitch on our end. But the Lee pickup to me is shocking. And I am worried for Nongshim fans that you see that and you get flashbacks to the Jarvan game, because the nice thing about Lee is obviously you're able to kick away the Wukong. You're able to keep tracks on him as well if you do it on your Q, even through a W. But Wukong can also block the W. Wukong also gets a ton of armor, which actually helps out a lot with dueling the Lee in any 2v2 scenario. So additionally, Lee is just not that strong right now. It's a decent pick, but it really relies on player skill to get anything on the later stage of the game, as Ryze and Syndra might be banned here, which would signal that Nongshim might be looking towards maybe a Swain again. Actually worked out very well. T1 is relatively short range thus far, so Swain pick does make a ton of sense there.
Kind of like it. We'll see what they do decide to go with here. It's final ban to be chosen here by Nongshim. And I've sort of stopped wanting to predict, because I feel like as soon as we do predict, that's when things get boring in the draft. But if we just sort of go with the flow, then we see the Scions, we see the Nidalees, new stuff happens. LeBlanc gets banned for some reason.
Impact on the game, Atlas. We are
do.
merely observers. No, we don't.
Oh, you might think
No,
that
we
way,
don't.
but it's all about how you feel. As Nongshim are going to pick Renekton, Mihail is going to. So his Cassante was banned, and so therefore he's going to go to something crazy in the Renekton. We'll see what Dell's going to answer it with. Certainly a bunch of options, but it'll probably be the Gnar. What do you reckon? Gnar and Victor. Oh, I hope not. I really hope not. But I think maybe
that might be it.
there's. Oh, Galio's kind of more interesting a bit.
Does make sense for the composition as well.
Better lock
Just
that
go all
Gnar
in on
away
dive.
first.
Don't love going all in on dive when Nongshim can then pick Talia and really ruin your day.
Well,
Like
let's
really
see.
ruin your day.
Galio has been locked in.
Can also still play Swain.
Yeah, Swain sounds amazing.
Swain
actually.
into what is a full melee comp. It's pretty great.
I mean, Renekton was already feeling pretty good about it. Like, think about Dominus, Wild Growth. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Talia or Swain are the big ones here for
Yeah.
me. I think the Swain has more immediate power around early objectives. The Talia provides more map control and also a fair deal of shove that the Swain doesn't really get early on, at least, until he gets a couple more points into his queue. Talia, especially in a range versus melee matchup, should definitely be able to do so. So overall, I really like the Nongshim comp. I actually think Varus Lulu is one of the lanes that can really punish the Lucianami in terms of sheer laning power. And while the T1 comp is really cohesive and has a very clear identity, which is play very far forward, play very aggressive, I think you're going to be lacking prio in 2 out of the 3 lanes, and top lane is irrelevant, so who cares?
Yep.
And then if you do try to dive, if Nongshim positions well and plays it out and is prepared, it is really hard to get anything done between Wild Growth, Polymorph, Lee kicking people away, Renekton being ready and waiting with Dominus, and then the entire kit of Talia. Kind of a toughie. Now, draft doesn't matter in challengers, so I'm sure T1's going to win regardless. But overall, do really like what Nongshim have picked up for themselves here.
No, I think that this is actually a very clear draft advantage on the side of Nongshim, and it was looking like a little bit of a worry. As that Lee Sin came in as the answer to the Wukong, we were like, oh, don't know about that. But then Renekton, Talia to round out this composition is looking real good. Plus, we saw that Gio actually had a really good on-hit Varus in the last game. I think it's likely that he goes for that again. You get a lot more synergy alongside Lulu, but you could theoretically still go for something
about
else.
That. I am pretty sure it's going to be lethality. I do think playing on hit without a frontline into full dive,
You have a front. It's a crocodile.
it's going to be very courageous to try that. I think with lethality you can take a lot more distance, which should keep you a little bit more safe.
Well, we'll see what they do decide to opt for. I would like the courageous choice of the on-hit Varus myself,
It
because
does
I just
feel
find it a lot more entertaining.
Way better to look at. Even in some of those mid-game fights, Jiwoo looked like he was gliding over the rift.
Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what happens here as we hop into Game 3. Again, we don't get the du-du-du-du, which makes me very sad. However, we have all of T1 grouped together, looking for the members of Nongshim that are just not here. They are going to go for their own little invade. As you can see, Sounder making his way over. And Smash sees Jiwoo. Bit of the information now given as Double H just standing in the brush, spots that Bay's moving up. And Forrest is going to be the one to face check. Doesn't actually get hit by any of the threaded volleys. Bay will move back towards his turret. Have you noticed that Bay hasn't been using skins, much like Faker doesn't? I wonder whether that's his T1 influence.
Could be. Had not noticed that. Very insightful, as it is indeed lethal tempo. So Jiwoo is actually a brave gamer.
There we go. Pick's
Look at
going to
him
be
go.
getting some work done this time around. I like it. Is Bay the PSG Bay? He is indeed. It is one and the same.
Don't you mean 2021 DRX? Mid laner Bay?
Or
Have
Nongshim
we-
mid laner Bay?
Have we collectively... Wait, he did play on DRX, right? Am I crazy?
No.
I guess he didn't. No, it was Nongshim. Never
It
mind.
was-
I
it
am
was
indeed
Nongshim.
crazy.
Was replaced by Gori, who then went to
There
the
you
LPL.
go. You know, Gory's in the LCS.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was in Golden Guardians. Personally,
Not a bad pickup, I reckon. I
bit
reckon
baffled.
He had a lot of potential from what we saw.
Yeah, and then he went to LPL and didn't go
Yeah,
very
things
well.
were pretty average. I remember when he first went to LPL, though, we were really sad. And then he went there, and then things just didn't go so well.
No. As, yes, we are a interactive casting experience. This is really a spiritual continuation of the co-stream from last year.
Yep.
And it is also to keep us sane. Because if
And also to like differentiate the Challenger
Also true.
broadcast
There's a
from the
lot of
LCK
reasons.
broadcast, right? Like, we need to offer something different, because otherwise it's just us casting the Challenger League exactly the same way, which I don't think is the right way to do it. You know, you gotta keep it separate, keep it different.
Gotta embrace
Keep
the
it fresh.
zaniness of CL as well, as it is a league that, just by its very nature, is a lot more chaotic, a lot more weird, as we do have an attempted invade here from Sounder, but not actually going to find anything. We do know that the Raptors are up. Sounder, however, does not. Will spot it now. Does have Cryo in mid as well, but I don't think there's really an angle here. As
Yeah,
a lot of
Smash
fighting.
quite aggressive towards his bottom side. I like that bot was just tanking up Nongshim for a little while, and then Smash saw his opportunity and took it with a few of those cooldowns then missing. But it's not going to translate into CS advantages or anything like that. You can see Jiwoo able to clear out the wave quite nicely. T1 will be able to even things out. In fact, get a 1 CS lead. But Cheetah Recall does come through here, and Jiwoo goes back, collects himself his Vampiric Scepter, and should be pretty healthy in this wave as the game goes on. The big shove forward, and T1 will also get a pretty nice back.
That invade by Sounder to me kind of signifies that he was possibly looking for a level 3 all-in on Forest. Wukong is a champion that can definitely fight. We've seen, for example, in the LCK, him getting the jump on a Sejuani and immediately blowing him up. That was, I want to say, Wheeler against Clid from the top of my head, because that was the game that Liv Sandbox won, where he just kind of killed him randomly level 3. And
Yeah. I don't know whether that was that Lee Sin? No, it was Wukong.
No, I was talking about
Wukong. Yeah.
no, I'm saying Wukong in the right matchup can definitely get it done. But if you catch him with your cooldowns down and you are a Lee Sin who has obviously really strong queuing potential, I do think that there is an opportunity there. Not going to be the case here, and as a result, I think Forest will be marginally ahead in terms of the early experience, but not going to be too big, especially as Sounda now making his way. The big advantage here is that Forest, of course, has already got the back end, so he does have a sheen, whereas for Sounda that isn't the case. So Sounda needs to go topside and then needs to go back. One upside for T1 is that they do have a little bit more information that Forest is currently on the top half of the map, because he did show on the ward that Sounda placed during his invade earlier on. As a result, Meow is playing it very easygoing. Not having the best of time in this lane, but that is the reality of playing Renekton blind.
Beautiful little combo there from Bay. Means basically nothing, because I think Cormier was probably looking for a back anyway, but was pretty cute. And Bay is just going to slaughter this wave as quickly as possible and go for a back himself. The Winds of War certainly calling.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was some pretty clean minion taken down.
Not talking about the gameplay at all. People in chat seeing everyone here have a good day. Lovely. That's the energy we need. Someone, a Dota player, coming by a League stream being nice. Amazing. You're very welcome.
Star Potato, thank you so much for that. I like your name as well. Anything with potato in it, big fan.
What's your favorite potato dish?
My favorite potato... Oh, man, that is a loaded question.
I know.
Oh, potato bake? Probably potato bake, like cheesy potato bake. As far as like...
It's not fries.
No, of course it's not fries. No.
Well, I need to take you to some
No,
of the fries.
I love fries. I love
had.
fries. But I just think that, like, if I'm going to, like...
If you only could eat one potato dish for the rest of your life...
It would 100% be potato bake.
Okay. There would be fries for me.
Because, like, potato bake is basically fries, except with cheese all the time. I don't know. I'm a big fan. Sounder is going to find Forest here, though, as now Bay gets the inside track. He was already on his way down. Level 6 available as well for the Galio. The Weaver's Wall there for Cormier as well. So, might have looked like the Taliyah was far away, but does have a wall that she can slide down to get on over there. As a Mini-Gnar coming for a potential gank. Don't know how effective that will be.
Like the roam there from Dahl, in case there is a big brawl on the bot side of the map. I don't expect Nongshim to be ready for a Gnar. Meow also doesn't have a teleport available, so as a result could have gotten a big advantage there. Not going to be the case. And Dahl will be able to just get back to his wave and not give up too much for that roam. Overall, pretty uneventful early game. We'll see Bay going for good old Rod of Ages. Just go down everything, really. As
yeah, just build Rod of Ages. If in doubt, just build Rod of Ages, I guess, is the idea.
Dive angle in a little bit here in baking a prio of the wave, because they know Sounda spotted on top half of the map.
Smash has to be real careful here, as Jew is doing a lot of work. Forest going to come in. There's the Flash Cyclone. Barrier, not actually used. That was the Whimsy, but it's not going to be enough, and Double H gonna have to flash away as well. So first blood going over to Forest, and Smash is able to come back and pick up the wave as well. Disaster for Nongshim.
Really good example of how important vision control is. T1 can go in as deep as they did there because they have 100% confirmation that Lee is on the top side of the map. They have eyes on Taliyah as well. Right on this moment, you see the pings even go down. Sounda is on the ward. So Smash knows as long as he doesn't die, also about really nice predictive bubble there in case that we do see the flash come through. Immediate pickup there of the bot side kill, and Jiwoo and Double H unfortunately caught off guard. And as a result, nice early lead. Do have to say, with the pickup of the Herald in the end, it might actually still be worth it for T1. They might actually be, or for Nongshim rather, they might actually be on the favorable end of that trade in case they are able to actually get a ton of plates out of this.
Well, you can see Jiwoo and Double H able to get down here before Smash is able to get that wave anywhere near the turret. So like you were saying, it's not one of those instances where you trade the Herald for some plates on the bottom side of the map or anything like that. T1 nowhere near it, as this Control Ward does not spot the Taliyah lurking in the shadows. But he is going to back away. And it looks like T1, they smelt that something was up. Sounder moving on up towards this top side here, as the flick back onto Bay is largely ignored. And Tidal Wave's going to come in. Jiwoo's going to get knocked up as well. The Chains of Corruption come in. It's a great polymorph, but Jiwoo is still dead. And Smash throws through the culling as well. There's the dash and the double kill for the bottom lane in the 2v2.
And that is a big, big win. And if Nongshim didn't die in the previous gank, if HH is also level 6 without growth, you probably win that. It's just a little bit of health with the knock-up. Could have made the big difference. Really nice CC chain there coming through from Smash and About. And these are the type of moments that can really break a game. A single death, not the end of the world. Bout is about to hit 6 off of this minion here. And without a flash available, it's just nothing that you can do, right? CC chain lands, also doesn't hit the chains, I think. I'm not sure if Smash...
No, he hit the chains, but it just didn't matter.
Yeah, after the... after or just before the dash, but even with that, not going to be enough. And I gotta say, if you start dropping kills to Illusion early, as long as Smash doesn't pull what he did in the first game... Ooh, I don't know if they saw.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
That was just the pet, and I think only the observers can see the pet if the champion is not actually there. So Forest going to come in, spots that ward, and so the gank is not happening. However, they do clear out vision, and I think he's going to get double value for his sweeper as well. Puts down the control ward just to make sure. So they spotted that out, and they'll be able to get some control here as Mihail is getting a bit aggressive, but there is a Mega Gnar in this lane now. And a big ol' Gnar just to get stuff going. The crush, the top lane. What a battle.
That was nice movement.
Yeah, no, it was cute.
Mihail.
It's just, you know, there's not
his ultimate.
There is a lot of cool stuff that happens, but it just doesn't result in all that much.
Not implying that you need to be excited. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, right.
That was in no way my intention.
No. That's fine.
Just want to make that clear.
No, I appreciate it.
Without teleports, he might just die. I think they were predicting they will have the timer available here. But no, Calmy going to go back to his wave. Doesn't want to risk it. It's still going to go over, so still a small win. But with that bot lane 2v2 going the way that it has, I don't know to what extent Nongshim will be able to really go in hard on mid-game fights. Really going to need Mihail and Sauna to isolate a target or come up really big. Renekton, of course, is a incredibly dangerous champion, especially once he finishes his core drinker, so it's not impossible. We're still in the realm where a good fight for Nongshim can actually turn it around, but if you lose the next fight, say for Drake or Second Herald, you are in really deep trouble. And then the dive composition all of a sudden becomes very different because you don't have the necessary damage to actually deal with it.
Ooh. All right, there it is. The flash on in there as the Galio is going to come through as well. The heroic entrance is fantastic, but they don't have a lot of damage. Finally, Smash turns up, and that is going to mean a dead Lee Sin and a dead Lulu. T1 bring in the cavalry at just the nick of time.
And as you might have heard from my confused WOD, the arrival of Smash and Bout perfectly timed, because initially a lot of damage comes down on the counter, as Komi, I'm pretty sure, is just dead.
Well, Bay did struggle with the Talia for a moment, but does have Bort with him, and Komi's still does have a lot of damage potential, but thankfully the Aqua Prison lands, and T1 are able to grab that kill as well.
Not the aftershock kill.
Oh dear.
It's a disaster. Atlas, that is what is happening here, and the key thing is, obviously, the speed with which the bot lane can arrive. This is a 3 versus 2, but only for a little bit. Bay sets it up, and Smash is there just in the nick of time. Has the flash available still as well. Picks him up a double kill. And you can really see that Blue Shinami in particular, with the extra movement speed that is provided, is just so tough to play into once they get fed, as might have an actual all-in here.
All right, yeah, Dal looking for this kill. Mihail just needs a Q back, though. It's very deceptive. The old Renekton. And Dal is just going to run it out. Sounder is here. You can see a lot of respect being given from the T1 top laner, and intelligently so. Forest will turn up as well. Wants to catch that wave to not lose too much on that top side. Nice little bubble here as supportal combat ensues. Forest now looking for Sounder, who does safeguard away. Lands a resonating strike quite nicely there as well, and is just going to spray some vision all over the jungle of T1.
I want to highlight, if you think this game is over, please be careful. You are watching the Challengers broadcast.
Yeah, Nongshim aren't going to win right now. You know, it's not a surefire win for Nongshim yet. They've just got one Cloud Drake. Sorry, was that not helpful?
Not to my point at all. No.
I was trying. Chains of Corruption are going to come down, and look, Nongshim, they're looking like they're going to win to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
These are really the moments that make you realize what league you're watching. It's Challengers. And Bay is an experienced player, sure, but this is still a Challengers roster through and through, and sometimes people are going to make calls that, especially with perfect vision, just don't make that much sense. So, would you bet your hair on it? That is the big question, and he will never. Never again.
The big conversation is about camel farms in New Zealand. I think that's still the biggest thing to talk about. But no, I would not. To work here, but he's still going to go down. And so the Crocodile will walk his way out.
Says a lot about the game state that Nongshim can be fighting with all those spikes after having just killed Smash and still not win the fight. Very telling. Unfortunately for them, they are unable to pick themselves up with Drake. It doesn't matter though, because it's Jeff Soul, as these are exactly the type of moments where you go, oh, yeah, I as good as Smash's hands are, and really we've seen throughout this entire day that his hands
Could do better.
One to cut, one to seal.
mistake me for the nightmares I slay. Let them.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
I do not hunt to kill.
Minions have spawned.
The haunted cower behind polite fictions. No sleep, no rest. There is no time. Storm of blades! Forget the past. Only cloud the future. Death rejected me, but I'm sure it will welcome you. Hissing wind! I do what must be done. Now, it was only the hunt.
The earth reflects your torment!
Forgiveness is complicated. Hissing winds! Relent! Nowhere to hide! Walk both roads.
First blood.
What does one do with an abundance of masks? Kindness is a luxury.
An ally has been slain.
Steel gale!
Bark ready!
Yield. My blades. The hunt. It never ends.
An ally has been slain.
Must be done. Cast out. The road to ruin. I've walked it once before. wait for you. Steel Gale! Storm of Blades! Aren't you a haunted one? Everywhere. I will end their depredations. They always resist the dark. Cut through lies! The spirit knows.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Honor and me above all else. The spirit! Between uncertainty and fear, the Azakana prowl.
An ally has been slain.
Azakana abound. Without a banquet of sorrow, an Azakana survives. Sometimes, to save someone, you must fight them.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Here to save their souls. Storm of Blades! I forget. Be gone. Hissing winds! Demons take many forms. I hunt them all the same.
Amped up.
Fear is named. Blaze!
Enemy rampage. Shut down. An enemy is unstoppable.
I'm mad.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
When will I know peace?
Turret plating will soon fall. An enemy is dominating.
The haunted cower behind polite fictions. No sleep, no rest.
An ally has been slain. You have been slain.
No one heals my thunder.
Shut down.
Fully charged. Static blitz.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I thought death would grant me peace. How naive. Forget the past. It only clouds the future. I do what must be done. Storm of Blaze!
A summoner has disconnected.
There is only the hunt.
A summoner has reconnected. An ally has been slain.
Begone! Storm of Blaze! acted once before.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Cast out!
Your turret has been destroyed.
You've got my back.
The enemy is legendary.
Nowhere to hide! Excised.
Enemy rampage. Double kill. Enemy triple kill. Aced. Your turret has been destroyed.
Asakana lurk everywhere. I will end their depredations.
Enemy is legendary.
The spirit realm is strange. A mirror, an universe.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Honor once bound me above all else. Piercing winds! Between uncertainty
Slain an enemy. Shut down. Enemy double kill. Enemy rampage.
back to the hunt. Asakana abound. Without a banquet of sorrow, an Asakana starves.
Legendary.
Sleep is not for the weak, but for the blessed. Carve the spirit! Sometimes, to save someone, you must fight them.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Their true face.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill.
Severed! I'm not here to save their souls. Farewell. Storm of blades! Steel gale! I'm not here for you. Spirit unborn! Some days
Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Shut down. An enemy is legendary.
no fate nor destiny. Only tomorrow. Demons take many forms. I hunt them all the same. Fear, once named, controls no one.
An enemy is unstoppable.
I do not hunt to kill.
Your turret has been destroyed. Dominating. Enemy is legendary. You have been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy is legendary. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Now, it's a little personal. Piercing winds!
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Forget the past. It only clouds the future. You will not One blade carries the weight of my past. The other holds the key to my future. Steel gale! I do what must be done.
ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Enemy double kill. A summoner has disconnected. Defeat.